Corporate Recruiter here to review your resumes. This is a resume of a machine learning engineer. So for a machine learning engineer, what we want is this stuff. We want your degree. We want machine learning or ML. Again, I know that's the same thing, but you need it. Models, LLM, NLP, generative AI, Python, R, C++, Cloud, SQL, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Skibbity-learn, Pandas, NumPy, LangChain, RAG, maybe LangGraph and some agentic stuff. Customer-facing stakeholders, clients, be the subject matter expert, and a bonus for CAD, FEA, Git, CI/CD, finite element analysis, and API. Those are very, very niche, so if somebody does not have them, that is totally okay. So I have 20 seconds to find those. If I can find them, then your resume is good. If I cannot find them in full sentences, then your resume is bad. This person has a ratio of 150 to 1 plus, which is how many applications it takes to get an interview. Ideally, you want between 1 and 50 or less. So I am expecting this to be a bad resume. So let's go. All right, can't use anything here. Can't use anything here. Where is your degree? Okay, it's all the way at the bottom, but you did graduate with a machine learning engineer. Okay, wait, no, that's, okay, yeah, you did graduate. Deployed zero proof, don't care about that. It's DigitalOcean, CI/CD I do care about, but it's a bonus. And data queries and API, so deleted. Yeah, this has nothing I need. This is why your formatting actually matters, is I have 20 seconds to find it, and if I have to skip through this, which again, I cannot use, and I have to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then I have to, my eyes go back and forth, you saw this person lost about 15 seconds. But once I was to the actual bullet points, I still found literally nothing I needed. Again, CI/CD is a bonus. You do not get full points for CI/CD or Git or FEA or APIs unless you already have 75% of the other stuff. So this would definitely be a yeet and delete. What did this person say? I've been applying using this resume for 2 months, maybe 200 more applications. You will need to apply to more than 200 in a month. I get, you know what? I'll take that back. I'd say like 200 a month is the minimum, because you want to be doing about 50 applications per week. That will be the goal. But since this is for 2 months and 200, that means you're only doing about 25 a week, which is not enough, even with a good resume. So nobody has responded back, so there's been no interviews. Sometimes they see my LinkedIn has been checked by a recruiter, but that's nothing more than that. I saw this template off of LinkedIn. There's nothing here. Your resume is almost entirely blank. Remember, I cannot use anything here. A skills section and summary are not needed in every single resume. The exception, there is an exception to every rule in recruiting, and this one is for the summary. What I need, and the only reason I would ever need a summary is if you were switching industries, and by this I mean from going a machine learning engineer to a sushi chef, all right? Not necessarily machine learning engineer to like data science. Or you're explaining a visa, or you are relocating and you need to show them where you're relocating to. If it's not those three, then your summary does not matter, should be deleted, same with technical skills. What you want is you want your resume to look like this. This is how you do it. This is peak resume. I swear to you, is it ugly? Yes, that is a feature. This is what a good resume looks like. It is clear. It is concise. It is, most importantly of all, boring and easy to read. And your education's up at the top, which you absolutely need. So then we get down to the bullet points, all right? Beyond formatting, the problem is there's nothing here. Why would I care about zero knowledge proof attendance? That means nothing. Why do I care that you serve 200 concurrent users? Why would I care about achieving 99% system upkeep time or whatever that is? That's not what I'm asking for. That's not what hiring managers are asking for. That's not what companies or recruiters are asking for. The fact is, this has absolutely nothing. And I don't see anything about machine learning in this except for all the way down here, which sorry, y'all. Something in my throat, which I need more, right? Like, I didn't even get down this far. Like, why would I move somebody forward with a machine learning engineer when they have literally none of these things? This is it. It's basic. And yeah, maybe you want a little bit of agentic instead of LangChain, or more LangGraph instead of LangChain, or some other type of AI or NLPs or something. But there's nothing here. You have sent me a blank resume. You could apply to 500 jobs and you're probably only going to get one person to message you back. The reason they are looking at your LinkedIn and not moving forward is there's nothing on this resume, and we're hoping against hope that maybe in your LinkedIn there is something that actually shows you're qualified. But this doesn't. This shows nothing. I would ask you, if a friend sent you this resume, what makes this the qualifications for a machine learning engineer? You've only done, it looks like, 4 or 5 whatever months from April to September of machine learning. There's no other machine learning. There's nothing here. So when you're making your resume, you cannot imply that you know X. And I'm sure right now there are tons of people just like, how could you? Well, this is the problem with most resumes, is they imply they meet these qualifications when you need to state it clearly. I don't want you to see deployed at zero knowledge, whatever, I don't care about. I want you to say, created a, let's say, a multi-agent system using LangGraph, what is it, Kernel or something, Microsoft Kernel, and NumPy or something, right? That you have spoken with stakeholders or other clients and taught them the difference between NLPs and LLMs and generative AI. That they have questions about, like, hey, I want you to make an AI refrigerator that does your taxes. And you have to tell them, well, hold on, the technology's not quite there yet. Here's what it can actually do. So yes, this is a terrible resume. It is garbage. And I actually don't think there's anything here that is salvageable. I think you need to redo all of it. But this is your primary problem, is you have absolutely nothing I need. You sent me almost an entire blank piece of paper. And if you send a resume that has 0 qualifications, which these are, you will get yeeted and deleted. And your next question is, well, what is a qualification? Well, a qualification is a keyword plus, here's the plus part. This is what everybody gets wrong. They think it's just a keyword. If it was just a keyword, I could use this section. It's keyword plus how you used it, plus the reason or result of you using it, plus where you used it. Those 4 things make up a qualification. So, yes, there are keywords here, but because you did not show me how you use them, the reason and result of you using them, and where you use them, then you do not meet the qualifications. Because again, a keyword is a quarter of what we need. We cannot just keyword hunt. The recruiter that keyword hunts is the recruiter that, well, needs to hunt for another job. So that's all I can do for this resume. But if anybody needs any more help, they can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. That is where I get these, and I teach people how to find them. And yeah, please share this with your friends and family that need help. Repost it. And I want to make sure as many people can get a job, because we are in a recession and it is a nightmare. There are more people than jobs available. So let's go to the next resume. This is an odd one. This is not one that I have ever done before. They are a kernel software developer, or which I have not done before, in Canada. So I tried looking some of these up, and these were the best I found. This is not an exhausted list of the qualifications, but I believe that the person who is doing this is going to go back to the drawing board and look for more roles, because we only found like 30 of them, and that's not enough on my live stream. So what we're looking for is a C, C++, Java, Assembly, PL/X, Python, JavaScript, Perl, Bash, Unix, Linux, kernel functionalities, Git, GitHub, IntelliJ, FPGA, and LAN. So can I find those in 20 seconds? I hope so. Let's go. All right, Linux kernel is good, C and Git, but that doesn't really tell me how you did it, so it doesn't count. Okay, for debugging, again, these are mostly, I don't know if I would need all of this, and I can't find what I need, and then there's Bash and Git. So yeah, I would probably not move forward with this. So let me read what they wrote. Is new resume, so don't have a ratio. I just completed a Linux kernel mentorship and I'm looking to apply to jobs. It's a very niche domain and the job titles can vary. In general, it's either open source or established like firmware or Linux. So the big issue with this is your formatting is fine. All right. Your formatting is fine. It looks actually not fine. You used something that at least works, but your formatting is slightly different than this, which can be a problem. So your formatting is like 95% there. Just make sure it's matching up to this. I think your font is slightly off. But a bigger issue is you did not write your bullet points correctly. Contributed to Linux kernel using C and Git. What does that mean? Did you give the actual engineer who's working on it coffee? Did you do a coffee run for them and that is how you contributed? Did you start up the program? I don't know, but you need to tell me more about it. I need to know more than just contributed. I need to see, like kind of like this, but even then, patched bugs across several Linux subsystems, including blah, 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 blah architectures. Okay, but why did you do that? How did you contribute to Linux kernel and the reason or result of that? And you did show me how you patched those bugs, but you didn't tell me the reason or result of them. Like, what was the point of that? What was the bugs across the system? What part of the system? And in addition, this is so long of stuff that I probably don't need. The roles that you sent me, they need this stuff. And I don't think I can even find it. I found C, right, which is good in Git, but where's the kernel functionality? Why do I need NFT? What is that? An NTFS3? Why do I need AMD? Why do I need ARM CPUs? Where's the Python, the JavaScript, the Perl, the Bash? These are roles that you sent me. Used Quibeba for kernel debugging and reproducing bug ports. Okay, but why? What was the point of that? Collaborated with subsystem maintainers and reviewers on the Linux kernel mailing lists? What does that mean? Iterating on patches based on feedback for core kernel. When you're working with very niche roles, it's entirely probable that the recruiter is not very knowledgeable in that area, because people get a lot of confusion about like what recruiters do, and the same recruiter at the same company could be recruiting for a mailroom intern, a barista, a back of house manager, all of their IT, which includes managers, data scientists, data analysts, AI, and kernel software developers, along with marketing. And that is pretty common. The recruiter will have like all of those at once. And especially if this is a very, very niche role, you're going to have to make this even more blunt about what they're looking for. And you repeated a lot of stuff too. So again, formatting is not the big issue here. It is a content one where you did not tell me the reason and result of you doing it, or the reason or result. And for some of them, you did not even tell me like how. And you have a lot of stuff that I don't think I need. Again, I did not see any kernel mailing lists. I saw this stuff. Where is IntelliJ? Where is Perl or there's Bash down here. Where is the kernel in the first place? Kernel here, kernel there, okay. Linux kernel, but that's not functionality. Again, you're assuming that they know more about this very niche topic than you do. And they may not. They may be recruiting primarily for marketing and like baristas, and then this comes across their desk at a company and they still have to fill it, and they would have no idea what to do with this. So it's way too technical, and it's also does not give enough information at the same time. This person is chat, so I'm going to help them after this, but for everybody else, we're going to the next resume. This is for a DevOps engineer. So for DevOps, what we need is cloud, DevOps, yes, the word DevOps, CI/CD, Git, Lab, Jenkins, Docker, Ansible, Linux, Xenix. I have no idea how to pronounce XNIX. Is it Xenix? Xenix? I'm assuming it's Xenix, but I don't know if that's right. Red Hat, CentOS, Amazon Linux, SQL, infrastructure as code, IAC, Terraform, DynamoDB, cloud, Preferably, I guess, Google Cloud, Docker, Hibernate, Helm, Vault, IaaC, security practices, network protocols, firewalls, SOC compliance, and cross-functional. Can I find it in 20 seconds? Let's go and start. Okay, can't use anything here. Formatting's bad. I created a small application that utilizes ASP.NET. That's not what I'm looking for. React with TypeScript. Again, that's not what I'm looking for. CI/CD is good. Where I don't see anything involving DevOps. This would be deleted. So, what did you write me? I'm a software developer, graduate from college. For a while, I stayed at home, and I started looking for a job as a software developer. Let's see. Struggling to find a job. The market here is very competitive and difficult. I've gotten 4 job interviews in 2 years. So in around August 2025, I've been slowly transitioning DevOps because I don't really enjoy coding as much, so I added my resume for DevOps roles, but I've tried to make it as close to your template. I will appreciate honesty and comment. So, grammatically, I'm assuming you are there. The English is their not first language, and I think they translated this to English, so I'm not going to be picky about the grammar because, you know, I can't speak any other languages. I wish I could. The only other language I can speak is corporate. But, yeah, the problem is I just don't see anything I need. Like, I don't see CI/CD. Oh, sorry, I only saw CI/CD down here, and I think I saw GitLab, which was good, but in Docker, but where is the other stuff? Where's the Linux? Where's the actual DevOps is the biggest issue. Like, I need to see the word DevOps. Again, doesn't count if it's there. I don't need a summary. Again, I need to see how you used it. So yeah, I that's like a big issue if you're going for DevOps is I don't see DevOps. I don't see cloud. I don't see Kubernetes. I don't see infrastructure as code. My biggest thing here is just that there's so much that I'm missing. And again, your formatting is off. So you want your formatting to look like this. This looks very different than this. These are very different. This is easy to read. This is hard to read. Your education should still be up at the top. And what you need to do is instead of writing it, well, like how you wrote it down here, you want to instead just write it like this. And since it's been a bit since you graduated, just put status graduated. Don't tell us when. But yeah, there's just not much here. There's Docker, but I need more. You know, I need more. I don't really care about the project link. I don't care about ASP.NET. I don't really care about whatever this is or dev container. Again, you cannot allude to having the skills. You have to be blunt and upfront. You need to say used DevOps to create blankety 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 blank. So this will have to go back and I need more. That's all I can do for this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of I don't know. I don't know what this is. They just said operations, and that is not enough for me to look at. To be clear, I look at the notes people leave me after reviewing it. So when you submit, please make sure I can find that job. So this person says, since again, I cannot find the qualifications beforehand, I'm looking for guidance on how I can gain more visibility and better position myself for operations and management roles. Okay, you are lucky that I know a lot of management stuff off the top of my head in the healthcare or pharmaceutical space. All right, that at least makes sense of what I need to look for. I'm not sure if my resume format is limiting me or if I should be exploring different roles altogether. I've been putting in a lot of effort, but the job search has been frustrating. Well, yeah, we are in a recession. It is a nightmare to find a job. I'd love your feedback on where my resume approach might be falling short so I can make the right adjustments. So first off, I'm going to need you to pick a title because healthcare and pharmaceutical management and operations are different roles. And while you will still need some management stuff, the exact thing you're looking for is going to differ. So, on a very, 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 very broad spectrum, for management, which I think I have actually, I may have to do it up in here, which is not going to be as perfect. So, what we're going to be looking for is your industry. So, in this case, it's going to be pharmaceutical or healthcare. We're going to look for how you led people. and the success you had with it. This time we may actually need numbers. Normally candidates put a bunch of random numbers and it's terrible. Managers and people in sales do need it. So beyond that, and I'm searching my memory bank here with my memory ATS. We are going to be looking for how you used resources to lead people, how you scaled and growed stuff, and then how you spoke to stakeholders. So I would say those are going to be what we're looking for off the top of my head, which again, I don't like doing things just off the top of my head because it could be incorrect. That is why I write things down. So can I find that in 20 seconds? Let's find out and go. Okay. Can't really use that. Actually, this is nice. Hub operations. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. That's good. Leverage better data. I don't actually like the use of the number there. Salesforce CRM expert dashboard. I don't really care about pharmaceutical. This is actually not a terrible resume. Again, I'm going off of stuff in my memory, so it may not be perfect, but this is not terrible. Honestly, your biggest issue is this giant thing right over here that takes up so much darn space. But led hub operations, which I want you to do. What I don't actually know what hub is in this. I assume it's the place you all work, but you want to say what hub is, parentheses, HUB, and then use HUB for the rest of it. But I do like, and I will say, I like how you tell me this. For rare neurology therapies, that's immediately clear of the industry. Overseeing benefits verification, okay, that tells me what you do. And prior authorization appeals and pharmacy onboarding. That is pretty management coded. That's a good sentence. This is also fine. So what I'd actually look for, and I hate saying this, is I need a little bit more numbers, but not the numbers you think. I want to know how many people you managed, right? Like, this is a big thing in managers is there is a difference between a manager that is managing 3 people and a manager that is managing 30. Are those teammates across multiple industries, or not multiple industries, like cross-functional? Are they across continents? Are they across time zones? I don't know because you did not tell me. So that is actually information that I would like to have. And then we go down here, and I don't really care about this one. This one needs more details, right? I don't know what streamline escalation means or why it's important. Trained and coached team members on payer policy navigations, benefits, and CRM documentation to ensure consistency and compliance is good. I actually like that. That's really good. I would like some MS Office if you could throw it in. A lot of management jobs want MS Office. And collaborated with leadership to onboard, mentor new hires. Again, I want this to be a little more specific. So this is not a bad resume. When this person put in operations and put in 1 in 25, I was actually expecting them to have their numbers wrong, but no, this is not terrible. You just need to be a little more detailed with some of the stuff you have, mainly like what you did. Like, I want to know, I don't need to know like your budget or profits, but I do want to know how many team members you have. Again, I want to know more details about the number of team members, the amount of people. I want to know how you scaled and growed, and I want to know how you worked with leadership. I do know I have the highlighted one with that, but I want a little more detail. So again, you have like close to what I would need to move forward. I just need a little bit more of like hiring, firing, and management stuff and a little more details. But otherwise, while the formatting is not great or good, this is not a terrible resume. Because again, I would rather the formatting be bad than the bullet points be bad. So good job. The market is terrible, but this is not the worst. Let's go to the next resume. This is a systems administrator role. And to be clear, they are not in the United States, but I am a US-based recruiter. I have gotten people jobs in Africa, the EU, Canada, and the UK, and I think maybe South America as well, through my advice. But as I am primarily a US-based recruiter, I don't always know the market outside the United States. I've heard it's bad as the United States. But again, my knowledge base in the United States. So if you are looking for information in your own market, take what I say with a grain of salt, and that most of it does work. but sometimes there's some differences. So for a systems administrator, what we need is Linux or Mac or Windows, cloud, DNS, DHCP, TCP, VPN, managing system, hardware, software, automated tasks, Active Directory, infrastructure as code, Office 365, troubleshooting, multitasking, Python, API, CI/CD, Bash, PowerShell, ticketing systems such as Jira and ISO. And if I already did a 20-second review of this and they failed, the reason is they have their phone number at the very bottom or their email at the very bottom and their full name by mistake. So, to be clear, let me reiterate the rules of this channel. If you submit your resume, if you dox yourself, I will not show your resume. Now, if you do like this person did and make a mistake, okay, I can still show your resume and I can do what I can, but I can't scroll past that page. So, to be clear, make sure you scrub all information before you send it to me. That includes headers and the reverse of that, whatever the opposite of a header is, because that is what this person messed up. So, they did not have it even lower than this. They did have DNS, I think, and that was it. But they mess up with this giant skill section that I can't use anything here. Their entire first page is almost entirely not relevant. Now, you're about to ask me, like, well, hold on, Lee, what is this, like, married status and everything else? I'm like, again, I don't know what it's like in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to put there. In the U.S., never put your marital status. Never, ever, 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 ever do that. But, you know, again, I don't know other countries hiring as well as the U.S. Also, this should be deleted. So, what did this person say? They are currently seeking system admin roles in Saudi Arabia. With 20 years of experience they have in cybersecurity. I suspect that my age and seniority might be affecting interview responses. The problem is your resume is garbage. Like, I had to scroll all the way down to the second page to find anything related. And even on that page, the only thing I found was the DNS. This is a bad resume. You need to go to my website and read my resume guide. It's free. The links are below. But, like, this is a bad resume. We'd appreciate feedback on how to modernize and position my resume to overcome the bias while keep it technically strong. I mean, you need to delete all of it and redo it. It's a terrible resume. Like, I want to be clear. Age discrimination does exist. There is a reason we have laws protecting people for age discrimination. But in a lot of cases, I have people come to me and they say, I'm getting rejected because of my age. And then I look at their resume and I'm like, this is a terrible resume. It says absolutely nothing. You're trying to cram like 40 years of experience into a single paragraph, or you write all of it into this chaotic scrawl that doesn't do anything. So, look, I'm about to be the age where you can, like, where is discrimination to make fun of my age. I'm very close to that in a couple of years, but this is not an age discrimination issue. This is a garbage resume issue. So make it read like this. Make these bullet points like this. And this stuff, these skills, need to be in the bullet points because they do nothing here. So hopefully that translates to Saudi Arabia, but that is all I can do for this resume. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Share it with your friends if they need help. Your friends, your family. I'm here to help everybody. And if you ever need more help, you can come onto my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search.